Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to honor our April of 2015 recognized good legend, Mr. Bob Pursley. A couple of special guests who are here is our nominator, Elise. Our speaker tonight is Kimbrel. One legend, Karen Faulkner. And of course, a legend, Bob Pursley. Let's talk a little bit about Recognize Good, what we do, and how we find different folks to be legends. And then we'll have Kimbrel come up to give us some background on Bob. Then I'll ask some of the Girl Scouts to come up and help us with giving the gifts to Bob. And then finally, Bob has 15, 20 seconds for any rebuttal. But Recognize Good is an organization that illuminates the good that we see in our everyday lives. We started the website back in 2009 to say thanks to friends, family, and acquaintances for the good things they've done. And when these thank yous were coming in, we saw that a few were head and shoulders above the others. And so we said, these people are special because of what they do in terms of the number of deeds, or the longevity of a single deed like Bob, or any number of events. And so we developed the Legends program in 2010, and over the past 5 years, we've recognized 57 people as legends in 47 ceremonies. And so we take a look at our legends and we kind of filter them to make sure they are of legend quality. And then we ask our past legends, our lifetime legends, like Karen, to look at these folks and say yes or no. And Bob's selection is a result of the lifetime legends taking a look at his bio and saying, yes, this man deserves to be a legend. We have a couple of other ways of recognizing folks that I'd like to highlight before we get into the meat part of the program. We have our Ethics in Business and Community Award program, where we look at businesses who demonstrate the highest ethical standards in their business practices on a daily basis. We recognize small, medium, and large businesses, nonprofits, and we also recognize individuals at the annual luncheon for the Ethics in Business Awards. That's coming up May 21st of this year. We also have what we call the Lighthouse Award for civic organizations such as Rotary or Lions. We want to make sure we highlight the good that they do, and we do that periodically throughout the year. We also have what we call Ethics in Youth Education, where we talk to high school students and give them a better understanding and build an awareness of the need for ethics in their personal, their social, and their academic lives. And so we have a fairly well-rounded program where we talk about the good things that happen in every day. Now, one of the things I want to mention, this is our list of legends from the class of 2014. There's Karen's name right there. If you look down here, you see a couple of different sponsors. It was Tyrex and ABC Home and Commercial Services. We got together with the Samaritan Counseling Center and decided this was a program they needed to do. The program doesn't stop here with just this one ceremony. There are going to be continuing events. We will have Bobby Jenkins providing a radio script on Magic 95.5 where he talks about Bob. We will also have what we call our Say Thanks Austin campaign in January and February, where folks from around the world get to say thanks to our legends. The first couple of years we did that, we got about 4,500 thank yous. Then it jumped up to 16,000. Then it went to 63. And last year, in part thanks to Karen, we had 179,000 thank yous around the world. And so we are happy, pleased, ecstatic that the program has grown so much, and we hope to duplicate that this year. But that's what Recognize Good does. If you go to recognizegood.org, you can see all of those events, and probably tomorrow, pictures of the ceremony for Bob tonight. What I want to do now is get into the real essence, the real crux of the ceremony, And I'd like to have this showcase come up here and give us some background on Bob.
My name is Kimball Sokas. I am the interim chief operating officer at Girl Scouts of Central Texas. I, until recently, was also a service unit director in Girl Scouts of Central Texas, like Bob, in a next door neighborhood named Oak Hill. So, since I want to try to be brief to respect Bob's time, I wanted to tell you the perfect anecdote about my mentor and my friend, Bob Pursley. Some incident that could illuminate for you his ruthlessness in giving himself away, his keen eye for making the world a better place for girls, his warmth and persistence in building the leaders that build Girl Scouts in courage, confidence, and character. I don't have one. It's not even that I don't have just one. It's that Bob's acts of service are such an inherent part of who he is that it's difficult to find the end of one and the beginning of the next. If a girl in Dripping Springs wants to join a troop of Girl Scouts, Bob makes sure she has one. If that means working alongside an adult who's never tried being a Girl Scout leader, he's there to show her her best Girl Scout self so she feels strong and capable, and so able to encourage our girls to be strong and capable. And like our girls, leaders need supportive peer groups, and so for 7 years, Bob has made sure that Dripping Springs Service Unit is a strong and supportive place for adult volunteers to make more and better experiences for our girls. Does a long-standing practice we have in Central Texas help our girls have great experiences? If not, Bob points out where the blocks are and strongly suggests how they can be removed. Having worked next door to Bob for the past 5 years, I am pretty sure he was startled to hear me claim him as a mentor. And I bet if he could, he would shake my label off. Bob doesn't do what he does for people to notice him. But mentors are people who are a visible standard, who guide by their actions as well as their words. I have been watching. His meticulousness, his persistence, his passion are things I aspire to as an adult Girl Scout. I am delighted to be part of the crowd celebrating and recognizing the good that Bob Pursley does. Thank you.
Bob, if you would, please come up. Karen, if you would, please come forward. And the Girl Scouts who are going to be making the presentation, please come forward.
Just roll with it. Just roll with it. Come on.
Ladies, come right over here. What we're going to do, I'll hand a gift to one of you, and you can hand it to Bob. Okay. The first, before we get to that, Louise, if you come forward, we have a gift for you.
Oh, yeah. I'll give it to you, Bob.
As the nominator, Louise gets a soup mug.
Thank you.
It has some of the symbols of recognize good on there, and a gift card.
My favorites. What?
100.
Really? Oh, where are we going to go out and do this, girls? We can do a lot with $100. Yeah, we got $1. The dollar store will buy $100 something. Thank you. Congrats, Bob. I know you don't like attention. You deserve it.
The soup mug has a number of different symbols on it. One includes a pentagon shape here that emphasizes the diamond disciplines of the TYREX group to include community service. TYREX is very much dedicated to making sure that all of the folks working in there do in fact have some community involvement. And so what we'll do is we have a soup mug, a pen, and a card. And this goes. Next we have a book of good deeds, which contains the nomination and several pictures. And lots of blank pages for more pictures of the event. Bob, will you display that? Our next gift is a bromeliad. Which will be a living remembrance of the ceremony tonight. The next is the presentation check. Girl Scouts of Central Texas. Please, you just move it around. Get a picture of that.
Joel.
That check is for display at a location of Bob's choosing. And the last one is a $1,000 negotiable check. As a speaker, you too get a suit. Ladies, thank you very much. My turn? One military guy and another. Yeah.
Most of you know that I'm not a person that seeks out the wars. Anything from the opposite. I've had to do with a lot of experiences, mainly in Vietnam. But it is an honor. And some things Kim said is true and some not. I do mentor a lot of people. And I've always done that. I did that in the military. I did it in defense systems management. There's a lot of major defense project managers that I mentor people in shipbuilding. I taught high school after the Navy, and Lord knows how many teachers I mentored across this country. American Chemical Society made me what was called the lead chemistry teacher. And I went all over the country teaching chemistry teachers how to teach chemistry by hands-on. And formed a lot of lasting relationships with those people. I followed all the children that I taught 18 years in high school, and go to see my Facebook list. And it's an opportunity when you do that to see growth in people. And that is the reward you get. The reward I get from Girl Scouts, I look at these girls here, and many of them, I remember when they hid behind their mama's butt when they were in public. And now we just grab one and say, come up before the group and do the Pledge of Allegiance. And it's just tremendous personal growth that we see in these girls. We've got girls in college right now. They're all inspiring. We started a scholarship program about 5 years ago, mainly as a way to retain girls in our program. We feel strongly that a girl that stays in the program becomes very, very personally strong, with strong personal quality and leadership and the ability to plan things to get things done. But we were losing them as they went to middle school. At that time, a lot of girls had this, they thought their friends had image of Girl Scout being good at 2 shoes, and maybe that wasn't such a good idea to be, and they dropped out. So we did a number of things, mainly in program, but scholarship too, and right now we have a lot of high school girls. When I came in, we had just very few. So that's been a change for the good. All of the money that I'm getting will go to our scholarship fund. We're trying to raise it up. Dearly would like to give multi-year scholarships as an incentive to keep people in college. So much money per year for 4 years. And we don't have the money for that. But that's one thing that we need. We get so many girls in college and they don't finish. We've had girls come up to speak to our leaders, presenting them their scholarship money. How many of you leaders have heard these girls? Raise your hand. Okay, how many leaders now think none of them were not just unbelievably outstanding? I mean, I've heard leaders say, I want my girl to end up being like that. That's what Girl Scouts are made of. One of the common questions we ask the girls, always ask them something that they don't expect or make them think on their feet. And it's usually something, what did you learn in Girl Scouts? What did you get out of Girl Scouts? And what they tell you makes you want to go right back and do what you've been doing. And someone says, I just keep right on doing that. I feed on that. That's my reward. Hear these girls testify to what they've learned and how they can do it. All of you leaders get that same joy as to watching them grow up. I have some leaders that want to, I'm too tired, I got to quit. I said, you're only halfway there. They're good marks when they graduate from high school and go off to college. So it's an honor for me to be here. I'm not really keen on awards. It's not something I would seek out, but it's an honor for you to recognize the determination to stay with it. And it's not easy. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. And we've got a person back here running for school board. I told her, you're going to find out once you start, it is a lot of work. I don't lose her as a Girl Scout leader either. But the rewards you get after a while will build up on you, and they're what keeps you going. I'm 73. I know I only look 30. I'm 73 years, and I have to tell you, all the things that's happened to me, I could probably, Admiral Rickover is number one. He taught me so much about managing people and managing things. And how to deal with people. I have never forgotten once when I was a project officer for the Navy Satellite Program, and I had Chief Rowe with me, and we're going out into the building in Crystal City, and Admiral Ricker was coming out the door. He stopped, and he said, Chief Rowe, it's so good to see you, and shook hands. And so I asked Chief Rowe afterwards, where did you go afterwards? And we were on the same submarine 20 years ago. Well, that's a key to being successful. And it's one that I'm weak on. Rickover taught me a lot. The second big thing he taught me, and it's true in Girl Scouts. And you leaders have found the devil is in the detail. Lofty programs and ideas are just that. It's getting down into, okay, what does it entail? How are we going to do it? And I'm so glad in our Girl Scout program that we put this into the Take Action, where the girls have to get into the details. It's nice to say, well, let's go camping. But to plan it and get everything together is a totally different story. And I'm glad we're doing that with our girls now. That's part of our program right now. Is the girls have what's called Journeys. At the end, they have a Take Action program. They're in charge of it. And a lot of leaders have to learn to back off. Let the girls. It's still hard to do. One of the things we're doing, and I'm so glad, and we've got to get it ingrained, is that we're changing the troop leader's name. They're not troop leaders anymore after middle school. They're advisors. The idea behind that is they advise. The girls are in charge. And that's a hard concept to get in. I'm not your leader. I'm your advisor. Now, all of these things, what I'm really saying is that it's difficult to make these changes in our organization, like Girl Scouts or anywhere else in that matter. But the gratification you get when you see the results, that's what I live for, is to see the results. It's just truly stand in awe to see the change in these young women. And I do thank you for all coming. I do want to mention our scholarship fund. Susan is president of the Pursley Springs Community Foundation. We were undergoing some hard times at Girl Scouts a few years ago, and we couldn't get a scholarship program started. And so Susan agreed that their organization would do it, and it's nice to have somebody just take that burden off of you and go with it. It's not easy on their part, it's work. And I'm very glad we took that burden off. We have big plans for that program. We want some multi-year scholarships. One of my sons got the first free ride in medical school at South Alabama Medical School. I want to tell this story because it tells the girls here about community service. He's just an ordinary bloke like me. He went through university, decided he wanted to get medical school, was accepted. But in the university, he met a student who knew a blind couple that lived near the university. He went to see them and said, "Is there anything I can do for you?" They said, "Well, we have trouble with our mail and our bills. We need somebody to read our mail and write checks for us and handle our business." So as a result, the last 2 years of college, on Tuesday nights, he went to their house. He read the magazines, read the newspapers, opened all the mail, which is mainly junk, and wrote a few checks for them. Well, somehow that made it to an organization that publicized that. He also did some other things, but they were relatively minor. Escorting girls late at night from the library, started an organization to do that. With the girls, if they were at the library at 2 a.m., you call somebody, someone would pick them up and walk them through the door. But this article about the community service with the blind couple made it in the Mobile Register. A donor came in and funded the first annual multi-year scholarship to medical school. And Michael won based on community service. I keep telling you folks, that is important on scholarships. Colleges want to know who this person is, what good are they, and what are we going to get out of them. Your record of community service is a big flag. And that's one thing that we do well out here, our Girl Scouts, is community service. We just had the Butterfly Day, we just had the parade